You're at work? Well, surely you're not at work every day. Like maybe you're not at work on Saturday, on Sunday. For now, Renault, you're an 80 carry. I think it's hard for me to... maybe I can try. Did you receive my level 21 Star Trek pick? There's only one that's level 21 so far, and that's Laswell. But it's maybe not counting you at all. Then we have to... Then I have to... oh, you pick. You send in a picture, maybe? I have not received anything. You need to send a screenshot of it on Discord. Oh, yes, there. Foniki Pandolfa, right, Holy Fans? I'm gonna send that over so it manually gets added. That's pretty much how we do it, yeah, not blink. Yes, I have Holy Fans, I have. Everything is good. Everything is good. A Janna support here. This is gonna be great. And as always, if you guys have questions, anything, like, wait, Lathy, what are you talking about? That's some bullshit. Anything, right? We are here to discuss and learn, okay? This is an open forum teaching. It's not like everyone is allowed to sit and talk and ask questions. Even though it's Mr. I think it was Twist session. So close yet so... you did get the W. Warding the brush instantly is always correct. Like running from lane and then warding this, generally there's no downside to do it. As a teacher, there's always something to learn from the students, Tamer. If anything, I learn to teach better as well. I will always, from every single coaching session I do, I get better at coaching. So yes, I am learning a lot from you guys as well. Alright, so this is kind of basic mistake, right? Swain wastes cooldown, you want to punish the cooldown, but you don't take into account a Blitzcrank's cooldown, right? So if we look at this, right? He misses his E, you go up and you want to click W. That's completely fine as long as you stay behind the minions. The minute you step in front, you get hooked and you lose the trade. Try not to tunnel vision too much on one person wasting a cooldown and focus on both of them and the minion wave. Because if you look right now, right, you want to use your W on cooldown basically. You need to look at your own minion's HP bar. Because that's going to give you the story of when is this person going to go up and auto attack. When that person goes up to auto attack, that's when you stand ready to be able to retaliate on them. If they then don't go up to CS because you're ready to retaliate, then you're denying CS. Right? So focus more on your own minion's HP than too much on these two alone. Okay? And you can see the next minion he wants to last hit is this one. So, because you know he wants to last hit this one, you want to place yourself close to it so you can punish him when he goes up for it. Instead, you're over here, right? This is something that's incredibly important when you're playing something like Janna, because she has high movement speed, and she has an ability that is fairly low cooldown that you want to kind of spam on the opponent, right? No, Swain didn't have any abilities and they don't get to auto attack a lot as Quintix. A lot of things are popping in my in the game right now. Makes me happy. Be more aggressive towards Swain. Not necessarily more aggressive. You need to position yourself in a place where you can be aggressive if needed be. Right now, like if you look at this, right? Next minion that's gonna be auto attacked is last hit is this one, then likely this one, right? That means you want to place yourself here. So when he goes up to auto attack, you can punish it. But when you're constantly positioning yourself over here, like this, like you often are in this area here, then you're not able to punish when he goes up for last hit. And that's all you basically need to focus on, right? Being able to instantly punish when they are able to, when they go for auto attacks. While still being behind minions, so they can't punish you. Showing these daily quests, thank you so much, last well. Level 23 is crazy. Play with a mage AD carry. You just, like, mage AD carries are so easy to play with. You just play around their cooldowns. You have to instantly get in between you and Blitzcrank here when he runs up like this. You are full HP while he's 50% HP. You're the one who needs to make sure you get hooked. Now, he obviously misses this, but if we just slow this down a bit, you need to see how you can play this a lot better, right? Because, like, right now, you didn't play it well, but he fucked up, so you don't get punished, right? At this point, you're running this way when you're supposed to be running this way. You need to run in between him. Because your HP bar is a resource, right? If they have spent a lot of time and resources to get him to 50%. If they then suddenly have to hit you because you go in between, your Lathyrus is going to be able to kill the Swain because he's still 50% as well before they can kill you, right? So you can see the way you're positioning here is actually really bad. And your AD carry would have died here if this hook hits, because then the E hits and then everything else hits and then he instantly dies. So the takeaway here is that I don't think you're playing it poorly, but you're playing Janna like you're already in mid to late game and it's a team fight. During early game, you need to use your HP bar a lot more, like a tank, while in mid to late game, you obviously have to position because you get one shot by anything. You should not be going bot lane here. The wave is exactly where. Yeah, you realize it. You need to open from mid lane to mid lane here from base. You do realize it's just a tiny bit late, but it's showing that you're actively thinking about this. And you can see here, right? The 3 or 4 seconds you lost by going this way and then making an L shape towards mid lane is the 3-4 seconds it takes him to kill your Zyra. So these 3-4 seconds matters a lot, Twist, okay? So you have to fix that completely. So we can already see a lot of things that it's very easy for you to instantly make better, right? Same thing here. You have to go between, right? Never thought I looked like this. How did I look? How did you think I would look? I look like a physics professor. I'm old, man. That's why. You have a small tendency of always being super far behind the Lathyrus when I always want you to be on a straight line with the Lathyrus, okay? I don't care how far away you are from him on the line, but you need to be on the line with him, okay? The last few minutes, you're always like hovering a bit behind him. That's the enchanter trait, but you shouldn't be doing that during laning phase. This is how you play mid to late game. Now you're just standing still, maybe chatting or something, I don't know. Beanies and a big beard. Alright. This wave needed to be crashed before you guys went for the dragon. Like, this is everyone's fault. This is not just your fault, but like, before you leave lane, make sure the wave crashes. If the wave doesn't crash, you can't leave the lane, right? Okay, the Atagon. So the wave definitely has to crash before you can take the dragon, right? If you don't crash this wave, you're losing so much gold and experience. The dragon doesn't provide you with any gold and experience. The dragon is basically an investment into the future. But if you die before the investment can pay off, the investment doesn't lead to anything, right? It wasn't your bad alone. It's like because you can see how Aphelios also leaves, right? If we just look at this, you're 3 people. You're all 3 making the same mistake. Obviously, we can't control the 2 other people, so we can only look at yourself, right? And you're the first one to leave before the wave has even gotten killed, right? And you see Blitzwing on the lane. So you with Aphelios walk in the minion wave, then you walk Aphelios and yourself up to the dragon, and then you do the dragon. That's unlucky delirium. And because of the wave state here, right, you can see, I don't know if this dude is now gonna push it, but realistically, let's assume he's not pushing it. This wave always pushes it into Swain. That means you cannot roam. You're forced to go bot side. So your options are completely fucked now, right? You can only go bot. Obviously, if he does this, then great, right? Like, you have a lot more options. But we should never assume that they are gonna make mistakes, right? We always have to plan around people playing correctly. But, like, you can always adapt to this mistake here and then go roam, right? Welcome back, Basuski. Like, if we look at this, right? So this is the state while you reset, right? If we assume the wave was fixed, this wave is guaranteed to push into you guys, right? Then you need to go topside. You need to go topside and fix topside state. But because you're not topside, yes, Poop Monster, so you get, if you hit level 12, you get the Patreon code. If you hit level 21, you get 1 hour of coaching. If you hit level 25, you get 2 hours of coaching instead. So if you hit level 25, you get 1 Patreon code and 2 hours of coaching. Ranked is gonna do a hard reset next week, so there's no reason for me to play League, so I want instead to give back to my community by doing coaching. So right now, if the wave state was correct, you always need to go topside here. Because you don't go topside, your Pantheon actually ends up dying. Because your Pantheon is in a shit position, right? And you could have you could have helped in that case, right? So you see this? A lot of the time, people only consider roaming between bot lane and mid lane because top lane is super far away. But top lane is probably the best lane to roam to because it's the most nobody lane. I have one question. If I'm playing Janna, for example, I feel like I'm lacking vision as well. But can I take risk to put down vision, for example, in enemy jungle against Blitzwing? No. Yes, if you know where they are, 100%. A Blitzwing Swain cannot dive Aphelios from 100% HP unless he gets hit by absolutely everything. Taking the wave crash safely, I think that. But, like, he shouldn't take the wave crash. He wants to hold the freeze. Once again, right? Like, sure, he can just let the wave push in and crash into the tower with a super big mini wave and then lose a ton of platings. But realistically put, he always wants to hold the wave, hold the freeze, so he doesn't lose the platings. The correct play for him is for sure to try to hold a freeze, since he also sees the Cyrus top lane. So it makes a ton of sense for him to do what he does here. And it makes a ton of sense for Janna to know what the Pantheon wants to do and move to help him doing that, right? Korea's not resetting. And that's why I wanted Janna to be topside. But yeah, you can easily ward deep, but you need to have like confirmation of where everyone is, because if you face it into them, then it's bad. 100%. Oh hell. I never talk as much during a stream as I do right now, so my throat is starting to get thirsty. It's the Star Trek Fleet Command game, Ranger God. People get if people hit level 25 in it, they get 2 hours of coaching. Some person asked me about the rewards, and I just answered it. But it's the ad game. Awards overrated? Absolutely not. Awards are incredibly important, like the most important. Like if you watch the first 2 coaching sessions, you could see how the reason they were struggling in those games were because they were not warding or warding very incorrectly. If they had warded correctly, they would have won the games, but they didn't ward correctly, so they lost the games. Warding is the most important thing in the game. And it only gets higher and higher the higher elo you get, right? Idea, that's what coaching normally costs, but the next week, until Wednesday next week, coaching is free. Only on stream, though. You miss being able to place unlimited awards? Do you miss being able to buy awards as well? Can I pay anyway? For what? If I get more concerned, could I get diamond with my win rate or... yeah, like your Emerald 3. Like, it doesn't even take a big push for you to get to diamond, right? Obviously, I've not seen enough yet to 100% say. But like right now, your main issue right now is that you are playing laning phase way too defensively. You're not punishing where you can punish. And your positioning is a bit too far behind, right? So, since this wave crashed, right? It's basically guaranteed to push into the enemy tower. So this is a roam timer that's a bit risky. This is not how I would ever roam. And you can see he pushes as well because he's a dumbass. This is not good, right? He's too low HP and he's already super far behind. You guys don't have the damage to kill the gangplank here. And you're forcing him into a situation where he has to fight instead of just farming. Farming is 100% the correct choice for him. Being here to make sure he can farm is a-okay. If you force him to fight, it's really bad. But realistically put, your placed affiliate is in a bit of an awkward situation. Because now, before that, they could think that you were just standing behind him. You showed top lane now, so now they can just run down affiliates because you showed. If you don't show, the play is fine, right? Because they don't actually know where you are on the map. Now they know, and they can run him down. So I'm a bit nervous about him now. I have no idea what Blitzcrank is. It's kind of like, you have to look at roaming like you have to look at Blitzcrank, right? When is Blitzcrank the most dangerous? When he spams his Q off cooldown, or if he constantly just holds his Q and he's able to Q at any second. That's the same with an unseen... okay, I'm gonna... Same thing goes with the Janna, with a roam, right? If they don't know where you are, they have to assume you're everywhere. If you're everywhere, they have to respect that you could be there. And because they have to respect you can be there, it limits their options. The minute you show where you are, they get a lot more options on the other lanes. My bro disconnected? I didn't disconnect. I started typing instead because he got an ad. And I wanted to answer him. Jan Motorcycle. You're on the wrong person, I would say. You and Cyrus does not kill this dude. So, into Swain, right? We just want to let the ult run out. But instead you chase into him. Oh no. That's a good attempt with the NATO. What are you rushing here? What item are you building? Know your win con on each game? Well, not every game has a win con, but generally speaking, you always want to figure out, like, if you look at this game, right? Who on his team seems to be playing the best? Is Pantheon winning his lane? No. Is Nasus winning his lane? No. Is Aphelios winning his lane? No. But who is kind of even? Like, who's doing fine? The Zyra is doing fine, right? So we want to try to enable Zyra as much as possible. That means we want to make sure that she doesn't get counter jungled, and we want to be there to help her gank and stuff like that. Where's good spots to ward pre-objectives to not get swept? I usually go Moonstone. So, when you look at this point, right? Blitzcrank is always going to be around bot side, right? When he moves from bot side to mid lane, he's going to sweep her through the river, right? That means this brush is getting sweep, this brush is getting sweep, this one, and this one, right? So you generally want to put wards in these places, right? That are a bit deeper. Because these won't get sweeped. The same thing goes with a ward here, right? Because he's always going to go from mid through river. So you have to think about where he goes from point A to point B, and then ward away from point A to point B. Rushing around, thank you so much for a year. Thank you so much for a full year of support, man. I really appreciate it. What is the best wave state in a top lane to roam for? The best, like, it's often when either one of the lanes wants to crash the wave because they want to look for reset. That's the moment that there's the highest chance of any aggression happening up there. So that's when you want to go for it. The thing is, your laning was not very good and your roaming was kind of bad as well, right? Like, oftentimes you ended up roaming in situations where you shouldn't be roaming, and you stayed in the lane when you could be roaming, right? So everything was a bit, like, backwards in this game, which means that you didn't get the... You didn't go for the timers you did have, which makes the game a lot harder, because when you don't push for your timers, you generally don't get anything, right? But, like, the biggest takeaway for me is really how you just play level 1, 2, 3, right? Where you're playing double range into a melee range, and they kind of got to control the lane, even though you should always be able to control the lane, because you're not punishing. You can see here, right? Like, you come back bot lane when he's in a fine state, and you leave bot lane when he's in a bad state. Like, right now, right? The wave is going to be neutral, so it's going to be down here, and you reset, so he's forced to walk up, or hope that they just push it mindlessly. If they push it mindlessly, he's not going to get punished. But if they just leave the lane down, the minion wave down here, right? Because this is where they're going to meet in the neutral state. Then he's going to get fucked if he ever walks up and they have brush control or river control, right? Because they can just move into him or just keep him away. So you can never reset here until the next wave is killed or if you crash a wave. So you see this, right? This is why he then goes up. If Blitzcrank is now in the river or in the alcove or anything and just loops around him, fella dies or uses the summoners to at least live. Or he kills the Swain because Blitzcrank isn't there. Good job on him. But, like, my point still stands, right? You're leaving him in a very vulnerable situation. And you want to limit or minimize those type of situations, right? As much as you possibly can. What are we looking for here? Just a dragon? This game should have... I have skipped the roams and stay bot longer? No, it's okay to roam. You're just kind of roaming at the wrong times, as I said, right? Like, you can see here, right? We're still forced to be bot side. But when you finally crash this wave and it starts slow pushing into a finish, you have 30-40 seconds of roam timer before you have to go back bot lane, right? Oh, you guys are kind of trapped a bit, but like they're not pushing the wave yet. Nicely done. They didn't push the wave, so you guys were not like sitting ducks as you were supposed to. What the fuck are enemy doing? They're making mistakes. No game is ever over, right, in these elos, because people will always make mistakes. As much as we have learned from all the coaching sessions we have done already is every single game, besides this one, the student has actually been in a winning situation the first 20 minutes and then they just throw it because they don't know how to close out games. So that's what basically always happens. That's why we should never FF in these elos, right? Because people are generally very bad at finishing out games. We can never do dragon here because we don't have vision here, we don't have vision here, we don't have vision here, we don't have vision here. Like, we basically have no control over the river, right? So they can just, like, surround us instantly. So we should never be doing dragon in these situations. So this is no wards, which means if we have no wards, we can do objective, right? You thought Pent could TP? Did you communicate that? Did you communicate in any way that he could TP by pinging it or asking for assistance? Now you do, when you're dead. That's too late, right? Like, you can't be passive aggressive after play when you don't communicate. Like, you have to put yourself in Pantheon's shoes, right? Look at where he is. He's constantly being pushed in. You want him to TP away from his tier 2 turret with the mini-wave up here to go for a play down here, right? If he goes for a play down here, he loses the top lane tower, he loses a ton of minions and experience. And he's even worse off in the side lane, right? So he can't do that. Like, realistically, if he was to leave his lane here, it's Giga Grief, right? He can never TP. Gangplank can TP because he pushes in the lane. Pantheon can't TP until the mini-wave is gone. So he can TP now. 1659. Now he can TP. Because there's nothing, no mini-wave or anything pushing in yet. The mini-wave is like over here right now, right? Yeah, right here. So right now he has a small TP timer. But before that he has no timer. Because he's on the defense. And you also have no wards for him to TP to. Like, are you gonna tell him to TP behind you all? So yeah, it's a bad play. And this passive aggressiveness while you're focusing on things you can't control is also just not very good for your own mentality towards the game and the learning curve, right? Of it. Like, it's basically never gonna help you that you're focusing on things you cannot control. Of course we all get frustrated, of course we all get annoyed, but we always should try to not do what you're doing there, right? This ward is not great. We're looking to push further up, right? So we need to at least have ward here, but realistically, like, if you use this ward, it would be seen as a phase stick ward, but you used it after you ran over. Instead, you should run through here, ward this to see if someone is in here, then push further up and ward the Tribros here, right? Then you have ward here, and you have a ward here, and you can go for the tower, right? But you go through the lane now. Oh, he dies. But like, this is not great, right? Because the objective is this. And this does not help with that. No wards. We instantly have to go up on ward here, right? Opening mid lane here is fine. We need to get some vision on in the river area. This Elo is Emerald gaming with a EU. Sorry about Nightbot, but like, when you put a link because the Elo dot is, that's a link, sadly. But it's Emerald. Your optimization is completely fine, by the way. It's just funny how, once again, you're not buying it, like... People are not really buying control watch from what I can see. Like, you do... This is yours, right? I can't see it. I assume that's yours. Good alt here. That's completely fine, team fight. You did everything I could. We should always have one control ward in inventory when the control wards are only 40 gold. Don't buy control wards before that. I think 75 gold is way too expensive, but always buy when they are 40 gold. Always have one in inventory ready to place in position where it's needed. Not saying you have to spam place them, but you always need to have one ready. Hope you're having a good game. I'm not playing at all, good guy, but thank you so much for the very nice words. Quest is finished, yeah, when it's 40 gold only. Run, 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 run. Every man for themselves. Every man for themselves. You can see here, right? Been watching me for a week now. Appreciate that. And your bar game has improved. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. Also, weird question. That's okay. Would Glacial be better here? Maybe it's more champ specific. Glacial is good into double ranged. Glacial is not good into melee. If you play into double range, Glacial is great. Into ranged melee, Glacial is not. Bronze 3 to Silver 2. What an impressive improvement. The reset rank ladder. Apex tiers get reset on Wednesday, yeah. So Master 0, LP and above gets reset down to 0. Say 0. Think you should start looking to buy a Michaels, by the way, since the bubbles is the only way they really have a way to engage. It's either bubble or hook. So you want to have Michaels for the rare chances when they hit the bubble, since you're also playing Enchanter, where Michaels has super high value then. You get into Master so you get reset with everyone better than me? Yeah, it is. You have the same starting point as the rank 1 player. Like you can see here, if we have Michaels, this dude lives, right? Their only engaged tool is the bubble and the blitzcrank. So Michaels completely shuts down the gameplay. I know earlier I said Michaels only if they have long cooldowns, but since it's their own engage and you're playing an Enchanter, it's very different. It's very different when we play Enchanter and it's their only engaged tool. Good afternoon, Kendo. Good to see you. When we are starting to play as far behind as we are here, right? While we are still trying to play for dragons, as you see you're doing here, right? Instead, consider trying to cross map, right? When we are in this game, we can quickly say, no, that we are super far behind by just looking at levels, right? 15 to 14, 15 to 13, 14 to 12, 13 to 11, and 10 to 10, right? That means we are all super far behind. Experience-wise, so we're super behind gold. That means this is only our third dragon. A dragon that's not gonna matter too much, because it's not gonna make them a lot stronger until they get the soul, obviously, right? So when you know that they are gonna play for the dragon, because they want it because of soul point, then you should look to cross map and try to get tower top lane and close the gold gap a tiny bit, so you're stronger for the fourth dragon spawning, instead of forcing a team fight around a point when you're not very strong, right? Make Challenger work right at the start. Will Challenger be the first people to win a game in Master? So like... No, you get promoted to Grandmaster if you're 400 LP or higher. You get promoted to Challenger if you're 800 LP or higher, rushing around. Yeah. And it's completely fair, you're tunnel visioning it. I completely get it. It's just... When you're starting to play super far behind, you have to try to look for gold other places in the map. When you know everyone is going to be located bot side, you can easily go for play top side. That also allows you to get vision up here, while you know everyone is down here, which then makes it easier for you to defend your top lane tower in the future as well. Continuously forcing a team fight the further behind you get is very bad. Buying 75 gold bad if jungler wants. Yes, you should not be buying a control lord super early in the game. If you're looking to do a dragon super early, let's say 5-6 minutes into the game, the only reason you would ever do that is because you already you killed the bot lane or the jungler, or you have some type of tempo advantage over the enemy team, so they can't even do anything about the dragon otherwise. If you buy a controller to force a dragon when they have everyone around, then it's a complete conflict whether there's a control lord or not. Control lord does not secure the dragon, the tempo does. It's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm completely clueless sometimes jungle tracking. How do I get better at it? It's basic math, right? Jungle tracking is basically basic math from the point where if you know where they start, you just count, right? How many CS is one camp worth? Like if you kill blue buff, what CS number are you gonna be on if it's your first camp? I'm not gonna give answer here. I'm gonna sit and wait for you guys to sit and reply and answer these questions. 1? Nope. It's 4. 4, okay. Nope. One camp is 4 CS. So if they kill blue buff, grump, wolf, how much CS do they have if they kill this quadrant up here? That's 3 times 4. Why are we putting numbers? Because we are answering how to track junglers. 12, great. So when they do the quadrant down here, we're gonna be at 24 then, right? So if you get ganked while a person only has 12 CS, you can realistically assume they have done the quadrant with the buff they have. If they ganked you bot lane and they have 12 CS and they have a red buff, you're gonna assume they have done these 3 camps and then they gank you bot lane, right? That means that this up here is gonna be up then. So after this gank, he's gonna go top side. The basic camps that he killed down here, what is the respawn time on that? If, let's say he started Raptor camp, then he did red buff, then he did Crux, then he ganked bot lane. Then the first camp that spawns is Raptor camp. He killed that at 1 minute into the game, so when does that respawn? Oh, 20-second delay is awful. Sorry about that. That's why I never stream with delay myself, to make it easier to communicate. Minute 3, 4. It takes 2 minutes for a camp to respawn. So it will spawn 3 minutes in. If we're gonna always assume that the jungler is as effective as possible, it means that they're gonna show up to the camp within like 5 seconds of it respawning, right? So he ganked you bot side after doing this. Then after that he resets and he clears this. And then he goes bot side again, 3 minutes in to clear this. And then 3:30 he clears this down here. So around 3:40, 3:50, you should again be worried about them getting ganked bot side, so you want to make sure the wave is not pushing into the turret, but away from the turret, right? To minimize the chance of him getting being able to gank you. If you then kill this camp 3:40 into the game, when does the camp respawn again? When is the next time he's gonna be bot side? I'm just waiting. The only way to learn is by doing the math yourself and really thinking about this. Well, 5:40, not 6:40, right? Because the respawner is 2 minutes, right? So the last question here, if he has done 2 full clears while there's 2 buffs as well, like he has killed blue buff once, red buff once, he kills Grump twice, Wolf twice, Raptor twice, Crux twice, and he has killed 1 Scuttle Crab. How much CS does he have then? $44, exactly. So what are you gonna assume then if he ganks you while he's sitting at 36 CS? Teimur. You can't count, so I'm gonna tap out. No. So if you got ganked at 36 CS, what are you gonna assume then? He hasn't done the 2 camps. Are you gonna assume he hasn't done the 2 camps in the quadrant while you're getting ganked, or he hasn't done the 2 camps away from you? He skipped camps, right. Where are you gonna assume he skipped the camps? The quadrant around, like, if you're bot side, this is the quadrant around you. Do you assume he skipped these camps up here, or do you assume he skipped these camps before, close to you? Exactly. So when would you expect him to then be bot side the next time? It's honestly really simple. If he just ganked you, when is the next time he's gonna gank you? If he is super efficient with his jungle clear into 3 minutes exactly. Do you understand how to jungle track now? By doing simple math of counting CS and looking at camps? A basic camp spawns around 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, right? A basic buff, like a blue buff or red buff, spawns every 5 minutes. So if you kill that as it spawns, then the next time, like at 1 minute, well, 55 seconds as it spawns, the next time it's gonna respawn is around 6 minutes into the game, right? Then it's gonna spawn around 11 minutes into the game. Then it's gonna spawn at around 16 minutes into the game. Then 21, then 26, then 31, then and so on, right? It's honestly, jungle tracking comes down to math. You constantly will look at these CS numbers. And you need to understand that each camp is 4 CS. No matter if it's a Grump is 4 CS. Wolf camp is 4 CS. The Raptor camp is 4 CS. A Crux camp is 4 CS. And a Skull Crab is 4 CS. A Dragon is 4 CS. And a Void Grub camp is 4 CS. It's always in 4s. The only time this can trick you is, let's say, they did the Raptor camp, but they didn't kill all the small Raptors, then they only get 3 CS. The same thing goes with Crux. They killed the big Crux, the medium big Crux, but they left some of the small Crux, the baby Crux. Then they only get 3 CS. So if you see someone ganking you with 23 CS, assume they didn't kill the entire Crux camp. That's most of the time the camp that won't get fully killed, because like this little shit has spawned a bit later, while the Raptor camp is a lot easier to kill fully. Isn't Void Grubs 2? No, it's 4. It's 2, 2, 2. Oh, per Void Grub, yeah. But most of the time you only get 2 out of 3. Nechem. You don't kill fully. They kill either one camp or they kill 2. If I sound... No, it's nothing about this is dumb. It's just very basic math, which is why it's actually really easy to learn it. But it's if you're not aware of it and you're not thinking about it, then it becomes super hard, right? I really don't think there's a lot more to this bot here. Like at this point, you're just 13,000 gold behind. So I think we're just gonna end it with this, by the way, Twist. I don't mind your itemization at all. I think the redemption should be a Michael's. That would make it a lot easier for you to play. But realistically speaking, it's not very great. Yes, poop